welcome back to another Tiger Games YouTube channel video. Today we're going to talk about the current state of Marvel and my just overall opinions on this. Marvel and the MCU is my most favourite cinematic universes I've seen. I don't know if it can rival Star Wars, but I really like it. It's just a really... I should just go straight into the opinions before I go too deep on one film. So, Marvel obviously has been put towards this comment of superhero fatigue recently. If you don't know what superhero fatigue is, basically all these superhero films are like this. They're always bad type of thing. And I just want to say that I don't know if it is settling in yet. Obviously, the last couple of years we've had some Marvel stinkers. In the past, we just had bangers, like the one showing Avengers... Captain America's Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, which is not showing, for Ragnarok. Yeah, just lots of really good films. But recently we've been getting things like Thor: Love and Thunder, which I did not like. Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, which I did not like. The Marvels, which I thought was okay. And yeah, I just wanted to display my opinions. Yeah, superhero fatigue I do not think is settling in yet. I think we're far off that for the moment. If it continues to be like this, then something might settle in. So, for example, if the next Avengers films that are coming up in 2026 for Doomsday and 2027 for Secret Wars are bad, then something bad is going to start settling in. One quick thing I wanted to say is that Marvel has been depicted as being desperate. I think that is true. Marvel has always been depicted as desperate for some reasons. Is that recently, this year actually, Marvel has released one of 3 films already, Captain America: Brave New World, which I have already reviewed on this channel, and I thought it was decent. I think that's what I said in the review. I'm not trusting my opinions all the time, but trust mine actually. Don't click off. But they're releasing 3, while their sort of rival DC are releasing 1 superhero film this year, which is the film Superman. That shows that DC are either fully confident that Superman will not flop, which I'm not expecting it to flop. It's a Superman film, and everyone has said this is how you do a Superman film, not that I called Abomination, which was the Man of Steel. Controversial opinion if you love Zack Snyder. So that does depict that Marvel's scared they're gonna lose this year of media. Just another stuff they're releasing this year. Daredevil Born Again looks pretty good. It doesn't look bad at all. It looks like something that Marvel needs to do. Other thing they've released, which I think is fully done now, I do not keep up with Marvel much anymore. The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated TV show. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I'm not always going to trust Marvel TV because I have not liked it in the past. So yeah, there's some... And also, the thing with Marvel at the moment is that they tend to announce films instead of, giving us so much information that we can be excited. Because I know people are excited for the future Avengers films, but I sort of can't get excited for them. Because if I did, then I would have been excited for every Marvel project that was going to come out. I don't know what happened to Armor Wars. I don't know what happened to Moon Knight Season 2, which has been officially cancelled. I don't know what's happened to these projects. Well, there are some good projects that have come out in Phase 4. It's hard to get excited about the future ones when they're just a title. Even though the Avengers films, we say, yes, we have a main villain cast, which we're going to go over in a second. We have a director. We have a title. That's not really much to go on. And it's just the factor in is that it's some of these characters that were introduced in these Phase 4 projects is that we haven't seen. So not really building up the excitement. But in Phase 1, for example, literally one of the first characters introduced, Hulk. You see him in a couple movies later, Avengers. You see him at least every 3 films. But this one feels like they're trying to expand the brand, which they have done well. But they have expanded the brand in a way that it feels not as connected as it used to be. It feels like they're just rushing stuff to get out so people will watch it, thinking, oh, I have free time, let's put on Echo, let's put on Agatha, even though we don't even know when we're going to next see them. I think this franchise will never truly die because people are going to watch these for years. It's literally the year after the scheduled Avengers sequel wars. There will be 50 years since the original Christopher Reeve Superman. So we know it's not going to die anytime soon. But I just don't really like some of these projects anymore. I look over Phase 1, 2 and 3 and I'm like, these are really good. These are good films. And the good thing is that they were only films. It doesn't feel like you're trying to put in so much effort to understand the lore. I just seriously miss the days where they were just films because it was more enjoyable. Because you're like, especially like 2018 was like, oh, so there are 3 films coming out this year. We have a 4, we have Black Panther, we have an Avengers movie. And the thing is that because of all the stuff with Disney Plus, it feels like they have to do it, which is a problem. And so another thing I want to bring up is that Phase 1, 2 and 3 had an overall goal. They were leading up to Thanos. They were gonna do the Infinity Stones. That's a plot that you can understand. They're like, oh, these 6 things that this guy wants. They are like showing them up in individual projects. For example, there were 2 Infinity Stones in the original Avengers film. And then they brought it up in the other ones, like saying in at the end of Age of Ultron, they talked about it. Which makes sense, because you're like leading up to this Avengers film. But they haven't talked about what this big bad is. And the problem was Jonathan Majors was kicked out of the role as Kang, messing up this plotline that they were setting up in Phase 4 with Loki. And the thing was that they didn't do a good job in Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's sort of broke up what they were setting up. For me, I personally did enjoy Ant-Man and the Wasp. I thought it was overhated. I didn't think it was really good. I thought it was just a bit too hated, overrated. Yeah, but overhated. I said overrated and I meant overhated. So then they were like, who do we do? So then they go to the plotline with Doctor Doom. And then we obviously everyone knows this now because it's in the thumbnail of the video. We were revealed to the casting that Robert Downey Jr. will be playing Doctor Doom. Widespread, this has put in lots of controversial opinions. Some saying I'm in like the middle. I'm saying, yes, this proves my point from earlier. Marvel is desperate. They are really desperate at the moment, saying no, the fan base isn't as like great as when they did Thanos, the Infinity Saga, so on and so forth. Because they didn't tell the public that they were in a saga. This one, because we're to know that we are near the next year, we're having one of the closing films to the multiverse saga. We've gone through 3 phases in a matter of, 6 years? Which sounds like a lot, but it really isn't, because we had 11 years of build-up to Endgame from the original Iron Man, and the post-credit scene was like Nick Fury teasing the Avengers. But they've rushed this. I understand they were trying to do it with Kang, but it wasn't resonating with audiences. Personally, as I've said, I liked Quantumania. I liked Kang. I've read comics about him. But, yeah, for me with the Robert Downey Jr. thing, I see how it could work. Some big-name characters like Spider-Man, seeing his mentor as his evil villain, that could work. But I preferred him as Iron Man. He worked better in that role. Even though we haven't seen footage and clips of him as Doctor Doom, I know I'm going to be like, this feels wrong. And it is the known fact that Marvel is desperate, and they're thinking, and we all know, if this fails, Marvel is doomed, because they, no pun intended, it is doomed, because they know if they don't nail Doctor Doom, one of the big characters in Marvel, they can't go to Road of Kang because they've done it. They can't do Thanos. They have to go with this new character in Marvel that he might be in the comics. I don't know who they're suggesting. He might be in the comics, but it won't resonate with audience because people know who Doctor Doom is. He's a scientist. He lives in this place called Latveria. I think I got the pronunciation. And they know who he is. Yeah, as I said, I'm mixed on this because Robert Downey Jr. can do Iron Man. I don't know if he can do Doctor Doom. It's just, when the trailer comes out, I'm gonna probably post a video because I need to see at least, I will settle for one line of dialogue. I need to see him as Doctor Doom for me to judge him. And then obviously they also said that the Russos are doing Secret Wars, so that's good. I think that's a good thing. They've already said in the past we want to do Secret Wars. But linking back to the title of the video, I think the current state of Marvel is either, depending on what Robert Downey Jr. does, they need to start setting this up. Because the effing post-credit scene of Captain America Brave New World, as it's shown now, spoilers, even though I don't think people care now, because it's just Captain America. It literally had, spoilers now, it literally had the main villain, the leader. He says, oh, something is coming, and I'm thinking to myself, they're trying to do what they did with Thanos. It doesn't work now because we're near the end of Phase 5. Fantastic Four, that is technically a Phase 6 film. We are after May, we are in phase 6. And they're only setting him up now. They're saying something is coming. Ooh, spooky. But it doesn't work. It just really doesn't. 'Cause you're like, we know this Avengers film is coming. We have already addressed this. So, what are you intending? If they put something related to Doom in a post-credit scene in, like, I'm not saying Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm saying, if they put him in the end, Captain America, I would say out of the blue, but I'm glad you're trying to set something up. Because it lacks what the original, like, setup for Thanos was. Because it felt like, the ending of the post-credit scene of the original Avengers had Thanos. And you're like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're making this universe and it's going to build up to this big bad. Obviously, other franchises have tried to do that. DC didn't work. Marvel did it. They're trying to do it again, but I don't think they can because they lack some of the key characters. Iron Man, spoilers, gone. Captain America, spoilers, gone. Black Widow, spoilers, again, gone. So they lack, like, the charismatic characters, so they're trying to do it. And no offense to Tom Holland, he's a good actor. I'm not debating that. But I don't think he can carry a Avengers film. If Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson's Captain America, he sort of can carry a film. But it's the same comment of saying, I need to see footage of them doing it. Because the thing is that Iron Man and Captain America, obviously at the time, we would have said something like, we need to see footage. But you can tell they can do it because they are charismatic characters. I'm not saying Spider-Man's not a charismatic character. He was with Iron Man in the majority of Infinity War. He's a nice character. But I don't think he can do that. And also, another thing, I don't know if this is official report, but I found out about this. So, Benedict Cumberbatch, in the Multiverse Saga, Benedict Cumberbatch has not been asked to reprise his role as Doctor Strange, and he's saying he's not going to be in Doomsday. That, for me, sounds a bit weird, that you put him in Infinity War, a film that, even though he does have significant time stone, not in the multiverse film, but you put him in, but you don't put him in a Multiverse Saga Avengers film. I think Marvel would have appreciated more is that they put a Avengers film in this phase. So you build the excitement. You build the big bad threat. I don't get which villain you do. You could have done a Kang film. One film for Kang, that seems fair. And you could have set up like Kang and Doctor Doom's, because they have rivalry in the comics. That would have worked. But they didn't think about that. They were too slow. Last year they had Deadpool and Wolverine. I haven't seen it. And Marvel, if I could ask for one thing, is that one film this year that they need to nail if they want to get Doom right is Fantastic Four. For me now, I'm glad I didn't record this early in the year. We do have a trailer. So the excitement has been built in me. It's obviously this is just a nice little talk about this. I'm not doing it's not a review because I can't review a whole franchise. Maybe when Secret Wars comes out, I'll get off my butt and make a MCU ranking if I'm still interested in this brand. God, if they don't nail Fantastic Four, right, I will. I'm not gonna do this. I'll go back to The Hobbit. I'll do a ranking of all the characters for all I care. Yeah, it will be the Hobbit channel. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I managed to get one out this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully on Saturday. Bye bye.